Assalamu alaikum. Do you want a mug mode that benefits you, that gets, the benefits of mug mode basic, which is to focus on your work with no distraction, minimal distraction, or even none? Okay? But, you probably don't want, the possibility of you probably like selling your soul, what is like missing your soul, or not even like reading the Quran. That's for security benefit, that's for what benefits, right? Well, heal Muslim mode. And a disclaimer, by the way, like I didn't invent this, okay? This was by another YouTuber. I believe his name is like Sultan. Yeah, like okay, no, like that his name. His name is Sultan. He made a video on it, and that video kind of inspired me to do this video. And I'm just going to do my best not to praise his video. Back to the topic. Muslim mode. You see, my brother. There are two extremes of Muslims nowadays. There is the Muslim that is all focused on the dunya. Basically, he basically misses his prayer, his salah. He doesn't read the Quran, or he barely reads the Quran. And even so, like when he prays, he doesn't even like praise for who. He just prays just to get them out of the way. He doesn't want to get them done of them. He just wants to get them done because like if he doesn't do it, then his parents are going to be mad. You know, he basically lives like a disbeliever, apart from like doing salah and all of that. Basically lives like a disbeliever. He believes that this dunya is it and it only, and he works hard, mashallah tabarakallah, but he doesn't even like believe in the ayah all that much. I mean, he could do good acts, but that's it. So we have the second extreme of Muslims. Muslims that is all about the ayah. And I don't want to criticize him too much because mashallah tabarakallah, doing your deen, doing your salah on time, and mashallah tabarakallah. But when that guy wants something, he makes he relies on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but does he do anything? No, he doesn't do anything. Because I mean, like if you work the hardest and if you didn't succeed, did you actually do the work? Did you actually do this thing that's actually going to get you the results? Did you do the business? Did you study for that exam? And do you think genuinely that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come from like the heavens with his angels and the thing is done? Alhamdulillah. I believe this even like said in the Quran. Like it's literally like said in the Quran, like this thing Allah will come from the heavens and with his angels and other thing will just be halal, finished, will give you the win. No, you have to work hard. You have to work hard. So these are the two extremes. And we have the guy that is first of all like he's going after the dunya. He doesn't believe all that much in the akhirah. And then we have the guy who's all about the akhirah. And he basically doesn't do any work at all. He does ibadah, he says alhamdulillah wa shukrillah, but does he do anything? No, he doesn't do anything. I don't want to criticize him a lot because good job, you're doing your deen, doing everything, but do you think Allah is gonna give you that win just barely without with you not doing anything, with you just making it performing salah? Do you think that you'll get it? I mean, of course that's good, but you still need to do the work. There's no thought. And the real way to do this is tawakkul, which is basically trusting in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know the first guy, he barely knows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He barely knows it. Like he barely knows him. Okay, he barely knows him. Okay, and then the second guy, you could say, oh, but he's like, he's praying, he's making dua. But there is only one part of tawakkul, which is trusting in Allah. To understand the full story, the full aspect, I'm going to tell you a story. There was once this man who came to Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he asked him, he goes to his work and he has a camel. Do you think he's gonna like bring his camel into his work? No, man. Like it's not like bring your camel to work day. Of course, you gotta like leave it. You gotta park it like a car. You gotta basically leave it. He gotta basically leave it. And so he asked Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "What do I do?" He said, "Tie your camel and then trust in Allah subhanahu wa taala." Look at the order, okay? He said, "Tie your camel, then trust in Allah subhanahu wa taala." He didn't say, "Oh, trust in Allah subhanahu wa taala and let your camel go." Oh, neither did he say, "Oh, trust in Allah subhanahu wa taala, then tie your camel." He first said, do the action and then rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank your camel could be related to anything, like could be like studying for like jam, doing the business work for the business. Could relate to anything. Okay, and that is okay, it's basically taken by the means. And we have the second part, which is relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is like whatever happens, if you work the hardest, then don't worry. Go to sleep, alhamdulillah, fine, okay? And Allah has control of everything. But that doesn't He will gonna give you the win just, and you're doing nothing. Neither does that mean you have the control over everything. You could make anything happen to snap a finger. No, okay? It all comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you work hard, you learn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you succeed, alhamdulillah. But if you fail, then alhamdulillah twice, man. Double alhamdulillah. Allah says to have something better for you. Allah has something more for you. And I'm not a say, but at least I know what Proper Tawakkul is. And this is where Muhsin mode comes in. This is where the real mode for Muslims comes in. Muhsin. And this isn't like about, like, I'm not trying to tell you anything. It's like, oh no, this is just Muhsin mode. It's basically monk mode, but it is for Muslims who are ambitious, who want to work hard, but they don't want to compromise any particle of their deen to like the Muslim world, which is like, it is, basically care about the dunya, like learn after it. In this case, you kind of are walking towards the dunya, you kind of taking a hike, and you're going up. So basically, we learn after the dunya, but we don't get entangled in it. We forget about our akhirah. Okay, we forget that we have, life after death, and you don't have to worry about your work that it takes you out of team, because the intention for your work, first of all, will be determined by Allah. I mean, the intention for your work will basically be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala present. And you could say, but how could it be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala present? How can I do it and be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I mean, work is work. But you have to think bigger, my brother. You have to think bigger, my boy. Imagine the income you make from this work. Imagine the income you make from this business. If you could like donate that income to people, let's say Gaza, or like Palestine, then by you working and trying to get more money, you will of course be able to donate more, right? So if you have this mindset from like right now, not when you get the money, have it right now that if I get to work hard, I will get to have money, and I get to donate that money toward Gaza, whatever salary of your choice. And so Allah will reward you just by work. And that's not all, because you will also gonna have goals for deen, like memorizing the Quran or understanding it, having fiqh, and you will have goals for your craft, like your work. If you want to upload like how many videos or do how many hours on your business, doesn't I mean it does matter, but like it doesn't matter, for me, but it matters to you, So make your choice wise. And we have the non-negotiables. Okay, non-negotiables, which are basically reading the Quran, practicing Islam, actually working towards your goal, actually work, both some, and actually spending time with your family, because like many people when they're on monk, they're like they sacrifice everything. They like sacrifice the relationship with their family. She don't even stay with them. She go work, rest, work. And I'm not saying to spend the whole day with your family, but at least have this work. But at least have some time spent with your family, which is something that I take for granted. My family actually with me. And the fifth one is actually learning. Okay, they could apply learning good about how to do your work, or learning for fitness, basic. And you could also have goals for fitness. These are some non-negotiables, basically. Okay, plus like fitness. I've got to include that in the goal section, so I'm just gonna include it. So if you still want more information about boxing, go watch like Sultan's video. The name is basically like, if you're a Muslim and want to be locked in, basically kind of similar to the title of this. And now that you know the basics of what, now it's time to choose. Okay, you get A, B, C. The first one is you go monk mode. The other mode, you go monk mode. Basically, be like the first extreme. In which you basically don't really care that much about your akhirah. You're working for your dunya. You're like, oh, I could like post it later. Then we have the second extreme, which is you basically don't do the work, expect Allah will reward you with something. You basically think you're being patient, but it's doing nothing. It's not patient, because patience is when you do the move and then you wait. When you work and then you're waiting for the result, that's patient. Or you could be like the third extreme, Muhsin mode. Be a muhsin, be a person that does his work with remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and be a person that is basically perfect, like he's working on his fitness, he's working on his like mentality, he's working most importantly like spiritually, man, because you could have a hard mind, a hard body, but if you're hard, you're spiritual. isn't good, then the whole rhetoric is kind of like collapse, because maybe we say like, oh, mindset is like the real breathing mindset, the real structure of everything. But I believe it's like spirituality. It's like, how good are you like spiritually? Like, are you connected to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala? Because yeah, you could like have a hard mind, could like still achieve success with not being close to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Like, there's so many like successful disbelievers. It's not that, but you will have success in like today with this money. The money is money, but your success comes from actually like fulfillment, feeling the sense of drive. Feeling like this love to your work. I mean, so you still like feel love to their work, but if this work were to go bad or something was to happen, what they would do? Philosophy of like Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and even though that I'm not perfect in my belief, I'm not a perfect Muslim, and you probably do aren't a perfect Muslim, but at least with us practicing, we will inshallah bismillah make it في الدنيا and inshallah bismillah in the akhirah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and remember Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and make dua for me, brother.